We got a Maga junkie who was fired from the Treasury Department Bureau of Fiscal Services. And she now regrets voting for Donald Trump, your president. What y'all think about that? She now regrets voting for Donald Trump. We'll let a few hundred of y'all come in before I go in. Let's see. Give some shout outs to the early birds. I know I kind of caught y'all off guard with this live, but I just wanted to get this off my chest right quick before I go handle this business. Let's see. Donnie P, what's up, Donnie P? What it look like? So many people regret voting for Trump. I don't think I ever seen so many people regretting voting for. I'm talking about like diehard people who were like in support of a particular person. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen such a large exodus of voters. I mean, boy, they are disgruntled by the thousands, by the tens of thousands. They are disgruntled because what they thought would only affect others affects them now. And so now they're regretful. Now they have empathy. Now they feel. Now they got a problem. I said all along that most of the people that voted for Trump, they voted for this dude knowing that he was evil, knowing that he was wicked. But the fact that he was evil and wicked toward others, it didn't bother them. That's cold-blooded, ain't it, fam? Like to rock with somebody knowing that they're evil, knowing that they're wicked, knowing that they will, you know, treat other people bad if they can get in office. As long as it's not happening to you, you fine with that. That is the death of America. The lack of empathy. That is the death of. That's why you got all this crime that happens in America. That's why you have all this violence. That's why you have all these broken homes. That is why you have so much division along every line you can think of: race, age, gender, sexual orientation. We're even divided by states and cities and neighborhoods. Think about what I'm saying. States, cities, neighborhoods, division. Even in some neighborhoods, we're divided by streets. Most of us can't name three of our neighbors. We can't name three neighbors because everybody minding their business, so say. Well, it ain't my business. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Woo, woo, woo. And you see a decline in your neighborhood. Even if you live in a upscale neighborhood, you see a decline in the pride in the neighborhood. You see a decline in the energy of the neighborhood. You know, how people communicate with one another as they ride by, as they drive by, or they pass each other by on the street. You see a decline in the energy, in the unity of the neighborhood. Even if you live in an upscale neighborhood, you see a decline. People ride by, you wave, they don't even wave back. You speak, they don't even speak back, or they do it begrudgingly. And all of this, I'm telling you, fam, we say it starts at home, but in this country, leadership starts at the top. So whatever you're doing that's right at home, whatever you're doing good at home that's conducive to healthy living and um, a productive environment, the government is supposed to support that and reiterate that, reinforce that, right? That ain't what we getting because we got so many people in power, so many people that are in political positions of power that are vile. They are demonic. They are morally corrupt. A lot of them, they don't even know, they don't even have, they're uncouth. Many of them are uncouth. No class whatsoever, especially that Marjorie Taylor chick. I think, is it Marjorie Taylor Greene or something like that? Man, that chick ain't got no class. I'm talking about zero class. And it's a bunch of other ones too, man. It's almost like when Trump came in and he showed them that you could be uncouth, when he showed them that you have to have class to be a dignitary, when he showed them that you could say whatever you want to say, you could lead with insults instead of facts, you could blame, just shift the blame, never take accountability. When he showed them that you could do that, the rest of them started running. They started running on that type of platform because they realized that in order for somebody like that to win, there has to be a number of people out there who think like him and who behaves like him, who thinks that that type of behavior is acceptable. And now we know that number run in the millions. Yeah, the millions, millions, millions. So this chick, I don't know her name. Her name is irrelevant, but her behavior is pathological. It's a bunch of them just like her who voted for Trump, and they thought Trump was going to run off the illegals. He was going to take all the good jobs and give them to them, and he was just going to punish everybody else and make everybody else get in line. Then they thought they would be safe. This woman said she had the flags, she had the hat, she got the flag in front of her house, she got the hat, she got the Make America Great Again hat. She was a Trump Maga junkie. She lost her job. Now ass over there licking her wounds, crying. Now she see what everybody else saw. Not everybody, but a lot of other people saw. Now she understands what's going on. Now she has empathy. And she really don't. Because if Trump gave her job back tomorrow, she'd be right back on that BS. She'll be right back on it. So let me hip y'all to something. Trump don't give a damn about none of y'all. None of y'all. None of y'all. Trump care about himself and getting what he wants and steamrolling over anybody who gets in the way. Anybody who thinks that Trump is for you just because you're white, you're sadly mistaken. You're just a pawn. You're just a tool that he uses for white supremacy. That's it. But you don't get the benefits he get. You're expendable, just like everybody else. You're expendable. But some of y'all ain't gonna get that because you're kind of slow. You're slow up top. So you're not gonna get it. So this woman works for the Treasury Department and in Virginia, West Virginia. She, along with 125 other probationary workers, were fired. Fired for basically being incompetent. That's what Trump told him. You're incompetent. Get out of here. Let them go just like that. Fired. Cold game, huh? Yeah. Cold game. Somebody said not a real job anyway. I don't know, fam. If it pay the bills, it's a real job to her. You can't tell her it's not a real job because she can't pay her mortgage. And look how many farmers who voted for him. Look how many farmers who voted for him who's losing money like by the tons every single day because the immigrants who work their farms are afraid to come to work because they don't want to get scooped up by ICE. So you look at the farms across the country, a lot of the fields are empty, no workers because they're afraid to come to work. And the thing about it, let's be clear. This whole thing about ICE scooping people up and sending people back to their countries and all that stuff, family, that's a fake. That's fake. That's fake news. They can't possibly send everybody back who's here illegally. And they don't want to. All of that just for show. All of that running up on people and grabbing them and tackling them and catching people on the job, that's all for show. They probably haven't deported, since Trump been in office, they probably haven't even deported 1,000 people. And guess what? They got like 20 million people here. They got about 20 million illegal immigrants here. They can't possibly deport all of those people. And they're not going to deport them all. They don't want to deport them. But I just wanted to jump on here real fast with y'all, fam, and just, you know, share a couple of chuckles for those suckers who voted for Trump, who thought that Trump was going to destroy everybody else's lives and that they were going to just waltz through unscathed. How does it feel? Yeah, yeah. Who's that? What Lucky Ducky say they got trumped? You damn Skippy. You just got trumped. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it. Appreciate y'all for joining live, fam. I'm out of here, man. No more talk.